Student, I am Arthas Chakraborty, lecturer in electrical engineering of Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I am going to discuss about the part 5 lecture of hydrostatics and pumps. So, before going to the deep study, at first we have to know different classification of the pumps. So, pumps is classified into two categories. One is dynamic pressure pumps, another is positive displacement pumps. So the dynamic pressure pumps like centrifugal, propeller, turbine, and the positive displacement pump can be classified into two categories. One is reciprocating pump, another is rotary pump. So the reciprocating pumps are the piston, diaphragm, rotary are the gear, lobe, screw, vane, rotary plunger. So these are the different types of pumps. Now, reciprocating pumps. So what is reciprocating pumps? Reciprocating pumps is a device which converts the mechanical energy into hydraulic energy by sucking the liquid into a cylinder. Okay, so that is the reciprocating motion. In this pump, a piston is reciprocating, which uses thrust on the liquid and increase its hydraulic energy. So when the mechanical energy is converted into hydraulic energy by sucking the liquid into a cylinder, that pump is called the reciprocating pump. Okay. And now the reciprocating pump is also known called a positive displacement pump also, because it discharges a definite quantity of liquid. It is often used where a small quantity of liquid is to handle and where delivery pressure is quite large. So a large quantity or definite quantity of liquid is used in reciprocating pumps. So now the different types of reciprocating pump or the classification of reciprocating pumps. So reciprocating pumps can be classified into several categories. The following are the types of reciprocating pumps according to the source of work and mechanism. The first one is the simple hand operated reciprocating pump. Next one is the power operated deep well reciprocating pump. The third one is the single acting reciprocating pump. The next one is the double acting reciprocating pump. Next, the triple acting reciprocating pump. And pump with air vessels. So these are the various types of reciprocating pumps, and the last one, which is the pump without air vessels. So we can see here the several numbers of reciprocating pumps. In our study, we are going to discuss about the single acting reciprocating pump and double acting reciprocating pump. So the first one is the single acting reciprocating pump. So here you can see the image of a single acting reciprocating pumps. These are the constructional view or image. These are the various parts, that is the delivery pipe, that is delivery valve, that is cylinder, that is piston, that is the connecting rod, that is the crankshaft, that is the piston rod, that is the suction valve, that is suction pipe, that is the sump level. So that is the constructional view. So in this pump, a cylinder in which a piston moves forward and backward. So here you can see a cylinder, that is the cylinder, and a piston move forward and backward. The piston is reciprocating by means of connecting rod, by the help of this connecting rod. Okay, the connecting rod connects the piston and the rotating crank. So there is a rotating crank which is connected with the connecting rod. The crank is rotating by means of an electric motor, and this crank shaft or this crank is rotating by the help of the electric motor that converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy. So when a electrical motor is coupled with the crank, then it also rotates. The suction and delivery pipes with suction and delivery valve are arranged to the cylinder. So here you can see the suction pipe and suction valve which is arranged to the cylinder. The suction valves allow the water to the cylinder, and by the help of the suction valve, the water from the sump level is allowed to the cylinder. And the delivery valve lifts the water from the cylinder, and by the help of the delivery valve, the water leaps from the cylinder. Next, as the cranks rotates, when this crankshaft is in rotating condition, during the first stroke of the piston called the suction stroke, by the help of the suction valve, when this water is entered to the cylinder, the water enters into the cylinder in a suction stroke, and the crank is rotating from A to C. That means from this A point to C point, that is the 180 degree, okay, or 0 to 180 degree, and the piston is moving forward. The piston is moving towards the right side. Okay, the piston is moving towards the right side, that means the forward side, that side. Okay, this is the reverse side and that is the forward side. When this crank is moving from 0 to 180, this piston is moving to the this side. Okay, or in the suction stroke, the crank is rotating from A to C, that means that position, A to C. Okay, due to this, the vacuum creates in the cylinder. So when this piston has comes to that part, from this part to that part, there is a vacuum, or there is a empty space is created. The vacuum creates in the cylinder, and the vacuum causes the suction valve to open and water enters the cylinder, and then this suction valve is open and this water has comes to the cylinder for filling the vacuum. In the next stroke called the delivery stroke, the water leaves the cylinder in the delivery stroke. So what will happen in the next stroke, that's the delivery stroke, the water is released from the cylinder to the delivery valve. When this crank is moving from C to A, that means 180 degree to 360 degree, what will happen? It then the piston is moves towards that side, okay, towards the left side. So in the next stroke, this is called the delivery stroke, and the piston is moving to the left side of the cylinder. Due to this, the pressure of the liquid increases inside the cylinder, and the pressure causes the suction valve to close and delivery valve to open, and then the water is forced into the delivery pipe and raised to a required height, and then this piston pressurizes the water in the cylinder and it comes to the delivery pipe by the help of delivery valve, and it delivered from this pipe. Okay, so that is the single acting reciprocating pump. And next one is a double acting reciprocating pump. So here you can see the diagram or constructional view of a double acting reciprocating pumps. So these are the delivery pipes, that is the piston rod, that is the cylinder, okay, that is piston, this is the piston rod, that is the sump level, and that is the lower end is the suction pipes. So in this, the water is acting on both sides of the piston as shown in the figure. You can see here water is acting on both sides of the piston. Thus, 2 suction pipes and 2 delivery pipes are required for a double acting pump. Here you can see there is two numbers of suction pipes and 2 numbers of delivery pipes in the double acting reciprocating pumps. When there is a suction stroke on one side of the piston, at the same time there is a delivery stroke on the other side of the piston. Okay. Hence, for one complete revolution of the crank, there is 2 delivery stroke and the water is delivered to the pipes by the pump during 2 delivery stroke. So there is 2 delivery strokes. So this is known as the double acting reciprocating pumps. Now the next one is the centrifugal pump. So here you can see the centrifugal pump image or constructional view. That is the impeller which produces the centrifugal force and which is rotating by the help of electric motor. This is the casing and that is the water outlet. Okay, so that centrifugal pumps is just like the centrifugal compressor. So in case of centrifugal for compressor, the air is used, and in case of centrifugal pump, the water is used. So they use a rotating impeller, that is the rotating impeller here, to increase the pressure of a fluid, just like the air compressor. This rotating impeller in air compressor compress the air or pressurize the air, or pressure of the air is increased by the help of the impeller. And in case of centrifugal pump, the pressure of the fluid is increased by the help of the impeller. Centrifugal pumps are commonly used to move liquids through a piping system. The fluid enters the pump impeller along or near to the rotating axis and is accelerated by the impeller. So when the water has come to the impeller, the centrifugal force is produced, okay, and this pressurized water is going through the outlet, and it is flowing radially outwards into a diffuser or volute chamber, that is the casing. Here you can see that is the casing or the volute chamber or a diffuser, which extract the water from the impeller actually, okay, from where it exits into downstream piping system. So centrifugal pumps are used for large discharge through smaller head. This type of pumps are used for supply of water and handling of milk in the dairy plant. So where the large amount of fluids are used at that industry or at that place, the centrifugal pumps are used to increase the pressure of a fluid. Okay. So that is all for today. Thank you.